Greetings and welcome. This is Luke Smith of RuralVacantLand.com, where we have easy, cheap land. I'd like to point out some more cheap land that we've got on the website. Haven't been making so many videos recently because I've been working on buying land more. And so now I've got a bunch of land listed on the website. I'd like to show it off. I'd like to show you what's up for sale. So if we go to Nevada and Elko County. Elko County is the northeasternmost county in Nevada. And Elko County, for me, is attractive because the building codes are wide open. I mean, you can go build all kinds of stuff without inspectors and things looking over your shoulder telling you what you can and can't do. As long as you don't have a power line to the property, the safety concerns of somebody else getting sued kind of goes away. And it's all your fault if you do it wrong, which also means you can do whatever you want, right? And so if we go to Elko County, Nevada, and we get the ones that are for sale, and I'm going to sort by price and ascending, so I get the cheapest ones first. The cheapest one that comes up is this one called Permaculture Land Drive Up Ready. $1,300. It's just over an acre. And let's take a look. Let's see what this thing's all about. So this one is owned by Rick, and Rick's got a couple properties on the website. And he's a good friend of mine, partner, and he owns this property, and he'd like to sell the thing. He's asking $1,300. So there's a buy it now link. You can click on it, enter your information, buy the thing, start using the property the same day. We'll make sure you get the deed out to you real quick. In Elko County, it's I get them recorded in the mail, and we mail it to them, and they mail it to you, so you get the deed in the mail. But you can start using the same property, or you can start using the property the same day you check out. So I wanted to get to the GPS coordinates of this thing. So if we pull this up, it says the neighbors use lumber. I was looking at that too. I mean, it looks like there's a pile of lumber across the street. That'd be a nice neighbor to have when you're going to build something. This property looks like it's got a stream through the middle of it. And some people would say, yikes, get me out of here. That's not the land I want. Other people look at it and say, geez, that's a great opportunity. So I wanted to show you this on a map. This is the third lot in. It looks like the stream goes right through the property. I think there's room to build on one side or the other if you wanted, and I would make that my garden. The people that say this is a sweet looking deal and want to make a garden out of property like that are guys like this. His name Jeff Lawton. I'm not sure if it's Luton or Lawton. I've heard it pronounced a couple of different ways. I think he's Australian. And if you've never heard of this guy, you should pull him up. Jeff Lawton, and he's got all kinds of videos and introductions. He sells courses and classes and things, but he goes into the driest, deadest, nothing deserts and plants gardens, and he shows you how to do it. And one of his best tricks, from my understanding, my basic study, it's like elementary studying of what he does, nothing deep, is he does swales and basins. And this is a big tool that he likes to use. He likes to look at nature and learn from nature and apply what he's learning in nature to improve. So I saw this picture in here. I'm not sure who made this. Maybe I can make it bigger, but let me just see if I can make it bigger for you. So this is swale and basin off of just a YouTube search, and I'm not sure who this is coming from. These people. So they're saying the water comes downhill, which is just obvious, and then you dig a ditch, and you place it across grade, so the ditch isn't flowing, it's sitting water. You're basically making a swamp in here, and I've done this in my backyard, and the plants are going nuts. It's working really well. So the swamp hole creates some flies. I gotta figure out what to do about that. I mean, I live in desert climate, and we got flies going on. It's not supposed to happen. But the plants are going nuts because what happens is the water sits in here instead of running down the hill and disappearing. It sits in there and it slowly soaks into the ground. And then the plants can grow. When the water's in the ground, you plant trees on the backside to keep it from eroding away. I've got kale and lettuce and chard and you know tomatoes and radishes and bok choy and what else is going off right now? Squash, even some pumpkin gourd things are going. I'm looking at my garden from where I'm talking. That's why I'm going off. But so that stuff's growing on the hillside, and the water gets soaked up from the roots, and it doesn't like make a soaking wet hill. The underneath is wet, and so it puts the water into the ground. And so you ideally, what I should have done is guided these so they kind of slowly, maybe 1% grade or something, flow into the next one flows into the other one. So that's what I've got to work on to improve my system, but to get rid of the flies. But the flies are showing life, you know. You dig into the soil, it's full of worms and all kinds of bugs are going on, and the plants are going nuts. And I just pick food out of my garden every day, making salads and breakfast and chard, frying up chard for the kids mixed with eggs from the chickens, and just going for it every day. I'm eating out of my garden. I think you could do the same thing on a property like this using this idea. And so if the water's coming down, if we go back to a picture of that property I was talking about, we zoom in on this, I'm assuming the water's coming this way. I might be wrong, it might be going that way, but whichever way it's going, you're going to put like ditches along here and pile the dirt up next to it. Ditch, pile, ditch, pile, ditch, pile. So you have a whole bunch of speed bumps for the water, and the water comes zinging down one way or the other. You could probably figure out which way it's going if I look at this long enough. Yeah, so it's coming together this way. So it's flowing south and going I think that's just a deeper ravine. And then it goes down to the watershed down here. So there's a watershed that runs along the freeway. You can see the bigger rivers down there. So when it does rain and when there is water flowing, you can trap it, keep it on your property, and get stuff to grow. That's the basic idea. I think that's what makes a property like this attractive. So hopefully I didn't digress too much, but it's a really cheap property that most people are scared of because there's a stream that goes through the middle of it. You could plant that sucker up, make it your garden, live off of one corner of it, and just make it happen. So that's the idea. And here's a diagram. If you go look up Jeff Lawton and look at all the different ways that people are applying these ideas. Yeah, here's the kind of desert they take and turn it into something. They turn it into a garden. See if I can find some more examples. I don't know. You can look them up and you can see what I'm talking about. Berms and swales, and I think that could transform this property and make it usable. So this one is for sale on ruralvacantland.com. Asking price $1,300. You can buy now and go grow your garden on this property. Let's go back to the maps, a little bit about the location. So there's a little road here, you can drive right up to it. You can drive down south a little bit more and you're in Elko. Like if we do Walmart, Elko, Walmart Supers. Let's see if that's it. Elko's not very far away. You've got Walmart 16 miles from the property. You can get all kinds of supplies and get your shovels and stuff there to go work on it. This is Elko. There's also schools, public schools, and shopping, and the supplies of life. Here's a Home Depot. It's a shopping center, supermarket, Arby's, Denny's, gas stations, Walmart, McDonald's. That kind of stuff's not very far away. So supplies, churches. This looks like the school. Here's a museum, but there's a whole bunch of fields here. There's theater, college. Yeah, Great Basin University's there. It's a little bit of a college town. So public schools that go all the way. Not very far away is you got a country store. You might be able to get some feed for your animals, but is the exit and the neighborhood that's been built and it just hasn't filled in yet. So you get one of these properties and go for it. Make it your own. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Luke Smith at ruralvacantland.com.